Now let's talk about the squad in full. Now, Maduka Okoye, Adewale Adeyinka, Ojo Olorunleke are the goalkeepers. William Troost Ekong, who got relegated with Watford. Leon Balogun, Ola Aino, Issa Ali, the Remo Stars player. Shemi Ajayi, Zaidu Sanusi, also player who had another brilliant season with FC Porto. I think the only Nigerian player to win a double so far this season. Shehu Abdullahi as well. Ibrahim.
And guess what? When he was invited for the AFCON, just January, people said, why was he invited? Remember, we had that conversation. People were like, why would they invite him?
Because he lost his place at some point at FC Porto.
But
and he claimed it back. And
now he's a player that's won the double.
Yeah, the league and the Portuguese Cup. Huh? So Zaidu Sanusi, Shehu Abdullahi, Ibrahim Buhari, another home-based player, Calvin Bassi, and Chidozie Awazin. For the midfielders, Joe Aribo, Alex Iwobi, Ogenekaro Etebo, Babatunde Nosuru, another home-based player, Azubike Okechukwu, Chiamaka Madu, also home-based player, and of course Samson Tijani and Al Hassan Yusuf, the midfielder Guavon touched on, who plays in Belgium, so he's gotten a call up to the national team. Then for the forward, Ahmed Musa still with the team. Moses Simon, Samuel Chukwueze, Siri Deses makes a return to the squad. Sadiq Umar, Victor Umboma, another home-based player, Emmanuel Dennis, Ademola Lukman, and of course the top goal scorer in the NPFL this season, Ishak Rafiu. Now, how does it feel seeing these home-based players make the team for the Super Eagles? I mean, there's been talk about one of them being, called out for match fixing in Ghana. We don't know how true that is, but before the LMC, they revoked his license, but they've come out to release a statement that he's been cleared now to play. Now, looking at this home display,
right?
No. Issa Ali, the defender.
Okay, Issa Ali,
sorry. Yeah, Issa Ali, the defender for Remo Stars, and one other player from Remo Stars as well. But it's good to see home-based players. A lot of people clamored for this. Now, the last time we played Mexico, it was totally home-based, and now Mexico are preparing for the World Cup. I think they would want to play our top footballers, but we've still got some couple of home-based in this team. How does it feel for you? Refreshing to see about 10 home-based players in the team?
So I'm not one of those who always say, I don't believe in the home-based and foreign-based dichotomy. I believe in, if you're good enough, make the team. If you're not good enough, sit on the bench.
Even the manager has been asked to come stay in Nigeria. You saw Christian Chukwu come out to say
Christian Chukwu does not know what he's saying. Christian Chukwu does not know what he's saying. Some people should not have opinion. People like Christian Chukwu, who represent failure as a coaching, excellent football player, but who represent failure in coaching, should not even be talking about what the coach should do or what the coach should not do. When Christian Chukwu was the coach of the Super Eagles, how many players did he invite from the local league? You see, people should shut up because they think everybody has forgotten history. Christian Chukwu was the coach who made us not to qualify for the 2006 World Cup. How many home base, how many Nigerian league players? That time the league was even a lot more competitive than this. How many players from the local league did he invite? How many match venues did he travel to go and see? Is Christian Chukwu not the guy that sabotaged Imam Amabakabo after winning the league in Rangers? Is it because in Nigeria we just pretend like we don't know what we're saying? Christian Chukwu should just respect himself and keep quiet. Okay? Sometimes this Nigerian national team is everybody's own. Now, when we want to talk about the national team, we should remember the role we play in history. That role will guide us when we talk. People should be guided when they come out in public to talk. Christian Chukwu is a man who came out of Nigerian League, played in the national team, went on to win the Nations Cup. It's time to coach the national team. He didn't invite anybody from the same league that produced him. So now you want to tell Joseph Peseiro to come and invite players from the league. Are we normal? Christian Chukwu was staying in Nigeria. He did not go to match venues. When he was given the coaching job, you know his tactics. Hey boys, when you get the ball, give it to a coach. Our coach know what to do. That was his football tactics. Because we pretend in Nigeria like we have selective amnesia. We pretend like, we don't know what is happening around us. We just let things go. We shouldn't be. See, if people would talk, when you are part of a dirty history, okay, when you are a thief, you shouldn't join hand in beating another thief. You shouldn't join mouth in criticizing another thief. That's just the way I see it. Christian Chukwu should not be the one. He doesn't have any local standing, no moral ground to come and tell any coach to invite local-based players. Christian Chukwu was going to play against Angola. Foreign-based players were not complete. Christian Chukwu went with incomplete team. There was no bench. He didn't have the fortitude to say, okay, let me take players from the Nigerian League. I haven't forgotten. You know how many players we used to play against Angola? 13 players. 11 on the field, 2 on the bench. Robert Akario came from Alali. The late Robert Akario. So we shouldn't sit here and say things when you know the role you play in history. As much as they call them football legend and all this legend that they give to people, I just, name, because we're not a very successful football nation, so we just give anybody legend. Hey, this one is a Nigerian football legend, that one is Nigerian football. Even if you play too much for Nigeria now, you're a legend. Once you just play, you come to camp, you're a football legend. As far as I'm concerned, I can even claim to be Nigerian football legend now because I've been to camp. I was in under 17. I've been to the Super Eagles camp to go do coverage, so I'm a football legend. So some people should not have opinion. When they ask you, what do you think of this? Well, I don't want to say anything because I've also been a coach of this team. I've been in a situation where he is now. It's not as easy as people think.
This is what he said. I would like him to live here, monitor our leagues and our players. Let him not be like Ro, who stayed in Germany. Then days to the match, he will come back to the country with the players and so on. I would like this one to stay in Nigeria if they have accommodation for him and everything. Let's see how it goes.
Christian Chukwu had accommodation in Nigeria. Christian Chukwu is a Nigerian coach. He's the first coach that South Africa beat. Christian Chukwu was the coach of the national team for a period of time. How many number of home-based players did he field? Ganatro actually fielded 27 players from the Nigerian National League in the national team. 27. Ganatro, Christian Chukwu should tell me the number of players he fielded as a coach of the national team. We shouldn't just see, some people should not have opinion. Those who help to destroy our football should not be the ones who come out to have opinion. It's as simple as that. We know the role he played in Austin Imama Mapakabo, who won the league for Rangers after 30-something years, and he made him leave the club that he helped to win the league. Look at Rangers today. Are they champions again? No. So we should not forget the roles that these people play in history. The man who killed your father should not be one who be telling you what medicine to take to cure your fever, because you're just about to die. It's as simple as that. So I can take anybody's opinion, but some people should not have opinion when it comes to how coaches will behave. Do we have the right facility? And come to think of it, what is the guarantee that traveling around Nigeria would help to pick players from the local? You know what we'll do? We're not picking players from the Nigerian league because we think they are good enough for the Super Eagles. What we're doing, let me tell you this. A coach will come. It might be Peseiro, I don't know. A coach will come and decide to stay in Nigeria. And then, as he's staying in Nigeria, he will go around and he will pick players. The same Nigerians will tell you that, oh, he's doing racketing. He's looking for players to sell. Is that not how they witch hunt Clement Vesterhoff? You know that Nigerian coaches are only good after they have left the job. That's how they witch hunt Clement Vesterhoff. That's what they did to John Boffrey. That's what they did to Philippe Trozier. That's what we did to Tish Libret, even if they stay long. That's what we did to Las Lagaba. We've always done that to all these coaches, even Ganatro. The one that will come and say, oh, I don't want to do racket with you, we would, the offense of Ganatro was actually, he was sleeping with Nigerian girls. And people were posting pictures around. Oh, Nigerian journalists actually were confident enough to tell you that we lost the quarterfinals to Algeria because he spent the night with the Nigerian model. I don't know. And so we have different ways of telling these people that the man will come here now. The man will come here, stay. Did Eguavon not go around to different venues?
Yeah, he did.
When he released his team and didn't release any player from the NPFL, what did people say? What was he not going around the league? If you know he wasn't going to invite players, why was he traveling around the league? As if to say, once you just travel around the league, you should just see players that you need. What if I don't see the players that I need? Do I just go and announce the names of players from the league for the sake of it? What if the players that I see, I already have players in my team that can fill those positions, and what I am looking for, I don't have yet in the league? Would I not continue to watch? Nigerians are not people you can satisfy. Nigerians are not. That Nigerians told the whole world that buying fuel at 87 naira is a taboo. That same Nigerians are buying fuel at almost 200 naira now. Nigerians told the whole world that changing $1 to 87 naira or so was a taboo. Those same Nigerians are changing dollars at 600 naira now to $1. So what are we saying here? You think it's that Nigeria, those people's opinion that you want to listen to as a coach of Nigeria? Listen, do the thing that is good as a coach. Christian Chukwu, mind your business, manage your Rangers, and let's see what you're doing there, or manage any team that you have in the Nigerian league, and let's see how successful they get to on the continent. You shouldn't be having opinion, because when you were there, you didn't play local players.
I just hope the home-based players that have been called up this time just put on a better performance, because I mean, looking at the home-based players that are called, they look like the best in the league so far this season.
Football is not magic. It has taken Jack Grealish.
They just have to grab their chance, like you said.
No, you don't grab chances like that. Jack Grealish have played in the Premier League. He's not coming from another league. But one full season, he couldn't fit into Manchester City. It takes time for players to blend. The earlier we realize that, the better for us. Players don't just become part of a team overnight. Okay, yes, they're going to have a new coach. A coach needs time. On the average, a coach needs 90 days of training with the team to get them together. Do we have that 90 days of training with the Super Eagles? Obviously, no. Is it a good thing for the coach to stay in Nigeria and go around the Nigerian league? Yes, but while he's going around the Nigerian league, he also needs to monitor our players that are playing abroad. There needs to be harmony. The system needs to be good. Is the government, first off, the question you need to ask is where all of these things work and work very well. The government is funding sport. Is the Nigerian government funding sports here? No. Nigerian government is not funding sport. For you know now, this coach is going to be old. God knows how long, how many months salary, he can't travel. And then there's problem. And then sometimes he wants to travel. He now realizes that in Nigeria, if you book a flight in the morning, it might work. You book in the afternoon, in the evening, you might not be able to travel. And he's not used to that, where it's coming from. What do you want him to do? There are certain things that would impede his work here. We have not even made plans to make sure those impediments that would stop him from getting to do his job, we make sure we ameliorate them and make sure they are not standing in his way. But we are busy telling him what to do. It's like, demanding from your wife to cook the kind of food that they eat in Otedolas house, but you're giving your wife 5,000 naira to go to the market. Are you not insane? That's exactly what we're doing. But let's see how it goes. First off, I think that against the odds, all of the things we have. So back in the day where we used to use power and luck to win football matches, those days are gone. Football is now scientific. Everything is measured by the tape. You can determine how a player will perform, how a player will go from point A to point Z based on certain facilities and inputs that you have. Now, let's not forget that the country with one of the best league in the world, because I don't want to believe that the Premier League is the best league in the world, but one of the best league in the world, one of the most scripted league in the world, the most followed league, officially the most followed league in the world. Last time when they won the World Cup was in 1966. After 1966, they've only been to the finals of the World Cup they've not been to the finals of the World Cup again. They've only been to the semi-finals of the World Cup twice, if I'm not mistaken. They've only been to the finals of the Euros once or twice. And then they've only won one on the 17th. But they have all the facilities, they have all the organizations, they have all the money and everything. But it's not been easy for them to get there. And they still keep trying to crack the code. This recently, they just managed to get their act together and get it up to the competitive level. But you want a Nigeria that have all these players coming from all over the world, that would only train for 2 or 3 days, that will have only 4 or 5 training sections before a match, to become world beaters. Do we really think that we are serious in this whole football development project? How much is our government? Go and look how much England, the English government, the German government, the Spanish government, the Italian government, the Dutch government, the Belgian government, how much they are investing in football development. Football is not about the matches you win. It's about the developmental structure that you put in place. If we're not willing to develop our football, winning is an offshoot of what you have done, the seeds that you are planted. Harvest is not something you put in front when you're farming. How to till your soil, put good manure, put the right seed, space them properly, weed the grass when you need to, and water them when you need to, and nurture this whole thing. Harvest is the offshoot of all of those work. In Nigeria, do we put all those work in place? No. We do not invest in development. We do not invest in trying to grow the system properly. We don't do those investments. But when we wake up, we want to qualify for the World Cup. We want to win the under-17. We want to win the under-21s. We want to win the Olympic gold in football. Without putting in place all of this, ministers are busy destroying federations, destroying the futures of basketball players and the future of sports and the rest. But when it comes to football, we just want to show up at the world stage and win everybody. It's not going to happen. The rest of the world are looking at us and saying, look at these jokers. What makes you think that we would invest this much in the sports and get to this place, and you just show up because you are Nigeria? God only works for you. Now it's not going to work like that. Come on.
All right, for Jose Peseiro, we get to see him firsthand in that friendly against Mexico and Ecuador in the US. And it's one fixture Nigerians will be keeping an eye on because of the players that have been called up and the home-based players. And remember, there's been a shake-up in the technical crew. Finidi George is now the first assistant, and Salisu Yusuf is now the second assistant, unlike how he was announced the first time. So yeah, we're looking forward to that double header. Then we'll talk about the AFCON qualifiers against Sierra Leone. Remember, it's behind closed doors, and hopefully we get to start off the qualifiers in a good note against Sierra Leone.
You are listening to Elegbete TV Radio.